Welcome to The Watching Dead, the officially unofficial podcast for The Walking Dead on AMC. I'm Jim.
And I'm Aaron.
And tonight we're discussing Season 4, Episode 15, entitled Us. This felt to me, after the second watch, the first watch I didn't really want to give it a rating of any kind because I wasn't sure. I was so busy on Twitter, wasn't sure if I missed things. Second time through, I liked it maybe slightly more, but it was still very meh to me. It was just very middle of the road. Things happened because they needed to happen, and there were a lot of bad decisions on multiple people's parts, and it just didn't feel that interesting to me, even with the reuniting of Maggie and Glenn.
I can't hear the word us without wanting to add a motherfucker to it and did bro hug somebody based on my experience watching The Wire.
Okay. I don't get that reference. It's been too long since I've seen The Wire, but...
well, you need to watch it again.
Apparently.
Take that as a lesson. Yeah, no, I mean, I thought... I laughed a lot on this episode. I thought it was very funny. I don't know if that's what they were going for.
I think they were. I think Eugene is comedy relief to a large degree.
Which is an interesting choice for a show like this.
Sure.
Like, he's become, like, the weird, quirky guy in, like, a CSI.
Well, he's become, what's the tall dude from Big Bang Theory?
Oh, Sheldon?
Sheldon. Yeah, he's become Sheldon, right?
Basically, yeah.
Except we don't believe that this guy is actually smart in any way. Sheldon, I believe, is smart.
I don't know. He's got the science of batteries down.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. Yeah, his survival videos on YouTube got him a lot of street cred there.
You get a half volt at 0.03 milliamps by licking a toad and sticking a copper penny up his ass.
Yeah, I don't believe that he has ever put into practice anything that he is saying about survival.
I think he's watched MacGyver and maybe a couple episodes of Mythbusters.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty obvious what kind of dude this is. I mean, he's talking about playing video games. I'm sure he was playing them in his mother's basement. Gotta be. He's watching YouTube videos about survivalism.
Now, wait, that's a hateful stereotype, Jim. I'm sure he was perfectly capable of having his own basement to dwell in, okay?
I'm just saying, when you combine the YouTube survivalism with discussing video games and just a complete lack of any social adeptness at all.
Right.
It all adds up to me as just this guy who is a big loser. Just a huge loser.
You know, the surprising thing about that I thought, because I've been a big fan of Glenn, I've been a big fan of Maggie, I was surprised at how little weight their reuniting had for me.
It's because it was so abrupt, I think.
Well, not only that, but I just was like fucking cringing and rolling my eyes at everything that Glenn did.
What do you mean? Like kiss her?
No. I mean, leading up to this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like they both had this, must get to my missing half at all cost thing going all season. And the fact that it did stretch out over a literal whole season. That when they finally did, it wasn't, I don't know, it just, there's lots of build up to it, but the emotional payoff for me, and then I thought, well, we should probably talk about the podcast.
Okay. We can get into the recap.
Peril of doing another instant cast.
All right, let's get into the recap. No.
We have a winner for a wings contest.
Oh, okay.
I want to announce that up front.
Yeah.
Again, Richard from ScreenMonsters.com was generous enough to provide us a screen-printed replica of Daryl's famous, like a stalker wings. We'll say that. What's the costume designer of The Walking Dead?
I don't know how to say her name.
Her name is like Ulian Boulian.
It's a name I have never heard before.
Ulaway Boulian.
Something like that.
Boolean logic.
I can look it up while you're...
She may or may not have gone by his booth at Walker Stalker Con and said they were almost as good as her originals.
Nice. That's really cool.
And I can say that without legal sanction. I don't know if Richard can. But anyway, he was nice enough to donate a pair of those and a pair of baby size for your little ass kicker. We had a winner for that contest. His name is Mark Drexler. He has been emailed. So, Mark Drexler, come on down. You won the big showcase showdown. Had a huge response. That was a very fun contest. Apparently, a lot of people were wanting to get in on it, and I believe we'll probably be doing some work with Richard in the future.
Well, I mean, there are probably a lot of people out there with blank leather vests that could really use some sort of
Hey, man,
something on
like,
the back.
you get these wings and you take a trip to Goodwill, your
Yeah.
Halloween costume's done.
Totally.
It's fucking done.
Get a nasty, greasy old wig. You get a leather vest, and you're good.
Find a 18-year-old to hang out with you for the night.
Yulin Womble is her name.
Yulin Wombat. There you go.
Yeah.
Boolean Wombat.
All right, can we get into the recap now?
Sure. Just if you're interested in more of Richard's work, go to screenmonsters.com. Maybe bug him to get those wings in his shopping cart, because I don't think they're limited editions. And judging by our response, he could make a pretty penny off
Tens of dollars.
He can make tens. The prettiest penny you've ever seen off of this thing.
All right, so we start out the episode with Eugene and Tara walking down the tracks talking about the virus that may or may not have killed the dinosaurs, and homemade batteries, and being gamers, and just all sorts of really ridiculous shit to start this episode off with. Which, it's funny. It's funny. I'm not going to dock him points for trying to be funny.
He's
That's
surprisingly...
one thing the show doesn't have a ton of is humor.
For a scientist, he's surprisingly not up on the latest extinction theories for the dinosaur.
Yeah, not at
because
all.
like people are 99.9% sure is the Chupacabra crater or whatever.
Chupacabra crater.
The Chewbacca crater off the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, the Mexican province, what its country. I'm not a scientist.
Apparently not.
But a big fucking rock.
Definitely not a geologist.
Billy Bob Thornton should have been there 70 million years ago. We might still have dinosaurs. Billy Bob Thornton and
Ben Affleck.
Yep.
And Steve Buscemi.
And Aerosmith. That Aerosmith, the whole fucking thing falls apart.
For sure. So not much to go on in that scene. It was funny though.
What kind of gamer? What kind of gamer do you think Tara was?
Oh man, I would say she was an FPS gamer.
Really? I'm gonna go with casual mobile. Like she looks like she probably tear the shit out of Candy Crush Saga.
Well, I was thinking because she tried to act all tough with the weapons and the guns, and then didn't actually know how to use them or what they were or anything.
I wonder if there's a crossover between people who are actually tough with guns and people that like video games. I hear in the armed forces, video games like all the rage.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of downtime and a lot of young males, and they like playing video games. So I guess in future generations, probably that's going to be a high crossover.
Yeah, I would think so. So then Abraham figures out that Tara is hot for Rosita, I guess. I guess you would describe it that way. I don't know. She's looking down her shirt anyway, and Abraham notices.
Mourning her girlfriend doesn't mean she can't shop see what's on the menu, Jim.
Sure. Hey, I'm not judging. I'm not judging at all.
Me either.
So that's like the scene where they're talking by the tree while everybody else is sleeping. And there's a lot of stuff in here that's kind of very subtle, I think, about Abraham himself during this episode. Because Tara asks him, like, she says something about the mission being your life. Like, I get all that. And then, like, what happens when the mission is over? And Abraham doesn't respond to that. He just kind of, you see kind of a look in his eye. And I think that comes into play a little bit later on. Like, actually, that could very well be the reason why he's following Eugene in the first place. Because, like, obviously no one has questioned Eugene about how are you going to save the world? What information do you have? You're probably going to die along the way. Why don't you tell us the information so we all have it?
Yeah,
a much better chance of saving the world.
Right, you're such a dumbass that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you say that.
So the mission being his life, he might just want to go fight. Like he says, I like to fight. Maybe he just wants to go fight and be on a mission.
Do you think that deep down, do you think Abraham's a true believer, or do you think that this is just a cause that he has chosen to fall in with? I
feel like it's the latter. I think he's just there because he wants something important to do, some mission to go on.
But this has to all happen at a subconscious level, because I don't think he's the type of guy that would just be like, fuck it, I'll follow this fat slob around and kill and kill folk to get in our way.
Sure. Well, I mean, once Eugene made that first battery, Abraham was hooked.
Right.
It's like, oh, he's obviously a scientist. So I don't know. Maybe there's some.
He pulled some like Wizard of Oz type shit with fireworks and pyrotechnics, and Abraham thinks he's like a Amazon tribe that's never seen technology, just completely bamboozled by a flashlight.
Okay, I guess. I don't know.
Eugene's got him under his spell.
He has everyone under his spell
Mr.
this episode.
Wizard level spell.
Which we're going to call bullshit on later, but we'll get there. So Glenn's group finds a terminus sign that has been modified by Maggie, and Glenn just immediately goes full Forrest Gump and takes off sprinting down the tracks with 50 pounds of gear on his back full riot gear.
He does.
What does he think he's doing?
That sign said Maggie.
What does he think he's doing
Every time
here,
they
man?
find
He's
a
not
new
going to get there.
minivan, he names it Maggie. Maggie 1, Maggie 2, Maggie 3.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I find
why is the show? Why did the show do that? Like,
and I'm not an unromantic person. I'm really motivated by like tales of like revenge and tales of people going to the utmost for their loved ones.
Yeah.
But I found the behavior of him to be inexplicable, bordering on suicidal. Like, I question whether he did want to see Maggie, you know?
Yeah.
Because the man sure as shit didn't act like it at times.
Yeah. I understand, I guess, why the show did this, because they wanted us to feel like he felt the urgency. And how else do you do that? I mean, I think there are other ways to do it than having him just sprint when he sees the first sign.
Yeah. Like, having him be belligerent about them stopping, that's an appropriate, but just him taking off in full riot gear, leaving everyone behind at a sprint. Like, does he think he can really fucking sprint to Terminus?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it's that close. And it's obviously at least a day or more away walking.
If Glenn was a fucking Kenyan, he couldn't split the Terminus.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't do it, man.
Yeah. I know.
So I don't understand.
He's certainly not thinking rationally at any point in this episode.
No. And that doesn't strike me as the Glenn that we've come to know and
Think
love.
of season 1 Glenn.
Yeah.
Glenn is the guy who got Rick out of the sticky situation in Atlanta using his intelligence and his ability to figure out the situation on the fly.
Like tactical awareness and strategic awareness.
Yeah, now he's just some lovesick idiot.
He's a Maggie son. He's Forrest Gump.
And Maggie he really is. It's shocking the step back that his character has taken in terms of just awareness. So then Walker wakes up Joe and his gang, and Daryl's kind of gone.
On the plus
doing
side,
his own stuff.
He reinvented the "Have a Nice Day" T-shirt. Mankind had lost that technology, and Glenn,
all right,
run.
Sure, he gets mud all over himself.
Yeah. As he grabs
Except
the
this time it's "Have a Nice Day" riot gear. The printing on the T-shirt didn't occur to him. This face scrape in this scene is
epic,
historic.
Really great.
It's fantastic,
right?
Because
when Greg Nicotero directs a fucking episode, the zombie details are choice.
Yeah.
And between this and the skeletal zombie with light shining through it, don't know how it's biologically possible. It was cool.
Sure.
There's a lot of good zombie porn in this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Not much to go on there. They think Daryl has gone off, but his stuff's still there. So
they debate the merits of Daryl's sack.
Yeah, they do. Then Michonne and Carl have this bet while they're walking down the tracks who can balance on the rails the longest. Carl wins a candy bar.
Yeah, you never bet a Grimes when there's candy on the line. Never.
No? Okay.
Michonne should
look at the look on Rick's face when he sees that candy bar.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
He's like, he's like, no, don't stop. I want in. Everyone start over.
Yeah.
I can outlast both you fuckers.
I really like this scene a lot, actually. I think there have been a lot of nice little moments between Carl and Michonne building up to this, but this time Rick really sees it. I think. Yeah. He sees the connection that's developing between them.
I like it too. I all the time wonder what the hell they're doing long term on this show, because these scenes point to almost a regression for Carl. in his ability to be, the kind of guy that's going to survive the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I guess if you want to see a badass Carl, he's not as badass
whether you
anymore.
want to or not. I mean, that's the way you survive in this world. You don't do it by reverting back to being childish. So
That's
it's
true.
like it's good, and they have really good chemistry. But it's always undermined for me. Just like, okay, what are they doing here? Because we just did some really dramatic heavy lifting, back 6 episodes ago with Chandler Riggs, and it seems like that they want, Michonne showed up, and it's just like, we're just gonna, we're gonna dial back his moodiness and bitchiness, and the fact that he's just lost his sister, and he's kind of lost faith in his dad, and their relationship is taking a hit. We're just gonna dial that way back. And I don't know that that's smart from a long-term narrative take, but I don't know where Gimple's going with this.
Yeah. Is there no way to combine a character with some optimism like Beth has with a character who's just plain badass like Daryl? I mean, could we see a Carl who, is happy when it's appropriate and joking and fun, but also a badass when he needs to be?
The thing is, if Beth had been like some of her optimistic and like giving Daryl lectures about not giving up, and that, if we'd have seen that like 4 or 5 episodes after her fucking suicide attempt, it would also feel like, what the fuck are they doing with this character? And I feel like, Beth has, by putting her on the back burner and giving her a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, they've kind of brought her back on this arc.
Yeah.
Whereas Carl, they've brought up and down and up and down, and now they're bringing him back up. And I just like, okay, what am I? Is he a man? Is he a man full grown, as they'd say in Game of Thrones? Or is he, are we supposed to cherish his innocence as a child and encourage that and try to, are we back to putting him back in the farmer hat?
Well, I mean, he's the only child between 2 and 18 at this point, right? Because Lizzie and Mika are both gone. Judith and Beth are the only children left, and I wouldn't even call Beth a child anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I find that kind of puzzling.
Okay. So Daryl's hunting, and Bowman, I don't know his actual name, tries to steal his kill. And Daryl, and then he's making fun of Daryl, and he's talking about Beth and like...
And Bowman is a fucking ninja.
Oh, sneaking up behind him a pad of leaves?
He gets 6 feet behind Daryl, draws and shoots without him even being aware.
Joe does the same thing. This whole group is just a group of ninjas.
They really are. Like, not like the ninjas, like the comic book Ninja Magic version ninjas.
Like they can just
they're
appear
mystical.
Yeah,
like they disappear in a little mini tornado of wood leaves and then just blow away. It's incredible.
Yeah, no, I noticed that too. I mean, the entire ground is covered in dried autumn leaves.
Yeah.
And not a sound is made.
Again, there's a way you could have staged that shot to have it be believable and kind of badass. That wasn't it. That's kind of what I would describe the lazy way of doing it, which it seems like when it comes time to do character entrances and blocking, why take 2 or 3 scenes when you can just shove everybody in one fucking shot and be done with it?
Yeah. The same thing happens with Joe. He intervenes when Daryl's about to take out Bowman, and he teaches Daryl how to claim, and then he cuts the rabbit in half and gives each of them a half.
Thus his name, Joe Solomon.
Yes. And he says ass end is still an end. I would say... Maybe I'm just an ass man, but I would say the ass end is the preferable end, right?
I would think on almost any creature you could name that, especially a fucking rabbit, the hindquarters are going to be by far the best piece of it.
There'll be more meat on them,
and
sure.
I'm with you. I've eaten rabbit before, but I've not ever cleaned one. But I'm just saying, it'd be like if you had a kangaroo carcass. Would you want his bottom half or his top half? I would just assume, not know anything about except for what they look, and you'd want the powerful jumping muscles. You know?
Would think so, yeah.
It's like Frog, same fucking thing. You want his fucking head and forelegs? No, you want them back legs.
Yeah, it's like feet. Pigs. I want the feet, man.
You want the pig feet, right? Throw away the bacon, the back bacon, the tenderloin, the pork loin, all that shit. Just go for the feet.
Yeah, Daryl's just gonna eat the rabbit feet. That's all.
And the pig face.
Sure.
Yeah, pickled pig's face also. Hard to pass up.
So Abraham then demands
Hog joust.
that his group takes a break. But in exchange for a few more hours of travel, Glenn surrenders his riot gear to Eugene in a colossally dumb move.
Oh, I had one more question about the last scene.
Yeah.
But when Joe said when Daryl says there ain't no rules, and Joe's like, there are rules and you know it. That's why I didn't kill you for that crossbow. What rule is he invoking there?
The rule of not getting shot in the face with a crossbow bolt? I don't know.
But, I mean, it was the rule, like, you look like a badass, so we're going to invite you here. It's like, what? That's just a weird way to cite it.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
I think that's
there.
the exception to the rule, which in this seems like if we can take something from you, we will.
Yeah. I mean, what stopped him from claiming Daryl's crossbow? Just saying claimed. Sorry, that's how it goes.
I guess
Daryl hasn't claimed it officially, has he?
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure how that works.
Okay. Anyway, so Glenn trades off his right.
Wait till
gear.
they get to
the
Finders Keepers rule and those bizarre rule interactions. You need a fucking douchebag vigilante lawyer.
Oh man, group. What if they get to a situation where they find a car? Daryl calls shotgun. Somebody calls claimed. Supersedes. Which one supersedes it?
Right.
I don't know. In this group, I'd probably say claimed.
Claim trumps all.
I guess so. I really like the joke that Abraham makes in this scene, where he says something about nobody having more than a couple hours rest since he went all Casey Jones.
Yeah.
That was really funny. And there's a really cool zombie death here that I want to give Zombie Kill of the Week and just call it a suicide, because the walker just takes off after Tara and falls off this platform and just explodes in zombie gore, and it was pretty awesome.
Self-kill.
Yeah, is that allowed? Zombie Kill of the Week?
It's your skit, man. It doesn't trip my bullshit censor.
All right, then we're going with that. That's Zombie Kill of the Week.
This also sets up an uncomfortable situation where the plot point hinges on the fact that Tara is basically made of glass.
Her legs are the most fragile thing on the planet.
I feel like one of them's got to be 4 inches longer than the other, the way she just can't negotiate any kind of terrain.
Not at all.
Like, she sees this zombie coming towards her.
Well, she gets shoved out of the way.
But that's what I'm saying.
She
Abraham can do the trajectories in his head, take steps towards her and shove her out of the way before she even has time to do anything but twist her goddamn ankle.
Yeah. I don't know, man. And she's had twisted ankles
and she's
before.
Rolling around the ground like Peter Griffin is basically like, the whole time. It's funny, man. It's really funny.
It was. It definitely was. And that's not the worst of her leg woes in this episode either.
No.
So then Joe tries to convince Daryl to stay with the group while he kind of explains how the rules work, and they're walking down the tracks. This is not where he finds the strawberry or the tomato or whatever it is, right? No, that's much later.
Yeah.
So he explains, the 3 rules, which are basically claiming things, don't lie, and don't steal.
You know what's interesting? When he said, if you steal, you kill.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just him being folksy. Kind of like the whole, I give a left monkey's nut and I'll be donkey licked. And,
yeah.
But I looked and I don't know, when I was watching it the second and third time, I always have closed caption on. And the closed caption said Keel, Keel. What the did the closed caption just spell it phonetically? What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know how to spell the word, honestly. What's the right way to spell keel, like as in die, keel over?
Oh, if you steal, you keel, like you keel over?
Yeah, like they'll kill you, yeah.
See, I thought they meant if you steal something from someone, you have to kill them.
If you steal, you kill.
That's what I took. Like.
Oh, okay. No. I didn't.
What I mean is, like, if they come across someone and they're taking something from them, you kill them.
Oh.
That if you don't, if you're not willing to, so basically, it's kind of like don't leave anybody to report back or. But then when it said keel, I don't know, because unless it's part of a phrase keel over, it doesn't seem to.
I think that's what he meant. Honestly, it's got to be right.
I don't know.
You steal, you keel.
You steal, you keel.
Yeah, I can't help you on that one. Sorry. So Glenn and company arrive at the entrance to a tunnel on the train tracks. Glenn decides he's going to go through it, regardless of it being just a long, dark tunnel of reanimated corpses, as Abraham
it's a
says.
Dark tunnel that's snarling.
Yeah, literally, the tunnel is snarling. It's the craziest, dumbest thing you could do to go into this.
Like if you were playing D&D and your DM describes this tunnel, you're basically asking for a total party kill if you go in there, because he's going to be like, okay, well, fuck you then.
Yeah. The ceiling caves in on you, and walkers attack.
Yeah, he's like, well, we can't go over it, which I'm like, okay, because of the rugged, mountainous Georgian terrain. You can't make that happen.
There was a fucking mountain above this thing. Like, it goes all the way to the top of the shot. So maybe you can't go over, but can you go around?
You obviously can in quicker time than you can get through it.
Yes, you can.
And I don't know, man. And also, so I remember Glenn having a lantern that he used to get through the prison.
He dropped that.
Right.
Yeah.
He was going to go without a light source.
Oh, yeah.
If Abraham didn't give him that fucking mag light, he'd just been creeping along in the dark.
Yeah, and it gets worse, too, because when he gets in the tunnel and he's trying to distract the zombies so they can get around, he leaves the light as a distraction. What is he going to do when he gets over the rubble? And you still have no light.
You don't go into any kind. I mean, as a rule of thumb, if you go into like a cave or I guess a post-apocalyptic tunnel, you're supposed to have 3 independent sources of light.
Yeah.
That all work on different mechanisms, because shit goes wrong and you can get lost and get yourself injured and hurt when you're bumbling around in the dark, not being able to see. That goes double when the tunnel's full of reanimated corpses. This is just an indefensible move by Glenn.
Everything about this tunnel scene is as dumb as it gets for Glenn.
And the fact that Tara goes in there with him tells me that she's damn near suicidal.
But we know why she does it, right?
Why?
Because she feels very, very bad about her part in Herschel's death.
That's what I'm saying. So she's suicidal at this point. Does she expect to get out of this tunnel?
She may very well be. I don't know. I don't think she could reasonably expect that, given the circumstances.
I'm betting she's like, well, wish you hadn't given away that riot armor, Glenn, right about now. Because we're not even getting a full day's march out of these assholes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was all of it. All of it is bad.
It's all
bad.
Yes,
Glenn,
it's all bad. It's bad shit.
There's also a scene where Glenn tells Abraham that he's sorry for punching him in the face, and he's like, "Oh, don't be. I like to fight." That I think is a key component of Abraham, just to his core, like who he is. He likes the mission. He likes to fight.
He's a warrior.
Yeah, he really is, and that may aid them later on. I don't know, or it may be a hindrance to their goals. We'll see.
Mildly interested in your take there, Jim. What do you think about the line about, and Tara, I just want you to know that you are seriously hot. And she's like, well, I like girls. And he's like, I was well aware of that.
Yeah, double birds to him. He is not aware of that. In no world is he aware of that.
See, I took it as he kind of got that, and he just found that even hotter. Like, he's that kind of dude.
Oh, that's even worse.
He's like, I know you're a lesbian.
Oh, I didn't think Eugene could get any creepier.
No, he just did it.
Oh, God.
He just did it.
All right.
The only way you get creepier from this point is if he went back in time, got an ice cream truck, and trolled neighborhoods for kids.
Sure.
I think that's the only way he could go down from here.
But then his hairdo might be era appropriate. And that would make him less creepy. No, you think the mullet has never been...
Ain't nothing creepier than a guy who looks like Eugene driving an ice cream truck.
That's true.
As a guy who used to live in a neighborhood that had an ice cream man that looked a little bit like Eugene, I'm telling you, ain't nothing creepier.
He has no facial hair, though. What if he grew out a mustache?
Like the stereotypically pedo mustache? Is that what you're talking about?
Sure.
Okay. That, too, would increase his creepiest level.
Perfect.
Creepiness level.
So then Tara and Glenn are making their way through the tunnel, and Tara apologizes for being part of the prison raid.
They're having a heart-to-heart. They're talking. They're ringing.
They're walking into the mouth of hell.
And they're ringing a dinner bell.
Yeah. It's silly. It really is.
It really is, yeah.
I think in this scene we find out that Lily, her sister,
is dead.
Was eaten by walkers immediately
Yep.
after killing the
Just
governor.
pounced on him.
Totally surrounded. We don't see any of that
Nope.
on screen, but
Uh-uh.
she fires off that gun.
I
and then,
question how she saw any of that because she was inside the prison when Lily died and when the governor died, for that matter.
hiding behind a tank.
And then later locked herself in a cage.
Yeah.
So unless she's, giving color commentary for Glenn and they walked past and she surmised all this stuff. But no, I was kind of curious about all this character development and stuff happening as well.
Yeah. But I guess that was her fate. Whatever. Joe's group finds an auto shop and they post up and everyone claims the good spots. So Daryl sleeps on the concrete floor. Not a problem. Daryl can sleep anywhere.
Plus, I just felt like this was a reenactment of the seat taken scene from Forrest Gump. In fact, this whole episode might very well be an homage.
It could be.
Because every time Daryl, puts his lonely eyes on a car, people are like, claimed, seat taken. And he's just, Vince just crawls and curls up on the floor. And I'm like, this is a total Forrest Gump moment.
Then Glenn and Tara reach a section of caved-in tunnel, and they find a mountain of walkers behind the rubble. Glenn decides they're going to push through anyway, regardless of what Abraham had just told him at the entrance, that if you run into anything troublesome, come back our way. We'll be looking for a car. Double back.
Yeah.
Get in the car with us. And Glenn decides it is faster to go through a horde of walkers and less dangerous.
And it's not like there's room to run. You're in a fucking tunnel.
Yep.
It's insane. It's indefensible. When they showed that, and they just showed the sheer amount of walkers, the fact that he still decides the best way to get to Maggie is through this is psychotic.
Yeah. And that's why I'm giving Idiot Survivor of the Week this week to Glenn. He's clearly the dumbest person in this group right now.
I mean, he's been involved in some horseshit, harebrained things. The well,
oh God,
using him as bait.
Yeah,
but at least he was the whole time protesting. He was just too big of a wimp to put a stop to it.
Yeah,
and none of the adults on the farm were around there to be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah,
so it just kind of happened. But Jesus, I just can't. I can't defend it.
There's no defense for this. I mean, the idea that he is so obsessed with seeing Maggie as to put himself in harm's way.
If anyone
is
would
just
say,
plain dumb.
I could see myself doing that, that's fine. That's very romantic. But you would not have survived 2 years of the zombie apocalypse with that kind of head on your shoulders. You just wouldn't.
That's true. I mean, he hasn't had, I guess, that head on his shoulders very long, right? Just since Maggie's been gone. So a few days, maybe.
I guess.
So he's been lucky not to die already. He gets super lucky in this episode.
That's why I'm saying, like, your life is precious. You want to get to your girlfriend, okay? But just because you saw what you think is wet blood back there on her message doesn't mean that she conclusively... I mean, she could have seen all this and been like, fuck this shit, I'm going around.
Yeah.
And then, you're risking your life unnecessarily.
Yeah. Yeah, he says that Maggie made it through the tunnel. I can make it through. How does he know that?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Very valid question.
And I mean, it's very obvious that he's looking at these walkers buried in this rubble, which was fucking awesome, by the way. I mean, that set piece is just incredible. The walkers just reaching out from this wall to try and eat you is a horrifying sight.
And again, the zombie that was like more space than body.
Yeah.
You could see the light shining right through it. Very cool touches, but it felt like they just had in mind this zombie set piece, and then come hell or high water, or no matter how bad it makes our characters look, we're fucking filming this shit.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been cool if then they had turned back, realized, okay, this is too crazy.
Right.
We didn't realize how bad this would be.
Or if Tara had been, maybe she could like start earning her keep by being the voice of reason. Like, Glenn, I know you want to get back to Maggie, but this is not the way.
Yeah.
If you get bit, you will not get back to Maggie.
Yeah, if Rick had been there, none of this shit would have happened, right? He wouldn't have let them go in there.
I just feel like that they missed if Tara really felt like she owed Glenn, she should have put more than just a half-ass, I can't believe you're thinking of doing this. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you saved me. Like, she could have pulled that guilt trip. You fucking saved me and went to all that trouble, and now you're going to kill us both.
Yeah. Now let me save you, because
Yes.
you're about to make a huge mistake.
Yes. I want you to get back to Maggie as much as I feel like an obligation by telling you, as an objective third party, you're being a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That would have been a really cool character moment for her.
Sure.
And they still could have had the fucking zombie set piece. Because the resolution of it was basically Tara's made of porcelain and Deus Ex Maggie comes flying in.
That was the
to
real
save
problem
the
I
day.
had with it. Is that she just came out of nowhere. I mean, I understand, like, the timeline can line up. I get it. And the way it was filmed, it looked like... So the way this whole thing is set up, it looks like Maggie and company went into this tunnel.
Yep.
There were too many walkers in front of them. They brought the ceiling down to block the walkers, and then backtracked, went out the tunnel and around.
No, I thought they...
No, because they show up from, like, a side angle, like, further down the tracks, right?
They show up on the other side of the tunnel.
But how could they get through a giant horde of walkers in that tunnel?
I don't think they did. I think that the walkers were all around them. They brought the tunnel down, and in the confusion ran.
And got past all those walkers?
I think
Because like you said in the instant cast, they're on the wrong side if Maggie and company made it through.
Oh,
that to me
okay.
says
All right,
they brought
I
down
didn't-
the ceiling. It blocked the path of the walkers, and they had to go back around.
Okay, well, okay, so...
So that would give Glenn and his group time to actually catch up, which
Right.
I think the timelines then line up a little bit better.
Right. So that's kind of confusing that they just went in there guns blazing, because they very easily could have killed Glenn and Tara from ricochets alone.
Oh, yeah. And with Eugene, with a gun in his hand.
Oh, was he shooting too?
I think he was, yeah.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Maybe
Who
he's not, but I thought he was.
Abraham gives him a gun at this point.
After the truck incident.
Yeah. I mean, how many times are you going to take your life in your own hands, man? Wow.
So then Abraham Company find a van that works along the road, and they decide they're going to take it.
I gotta say, I love the stunt women and men on this show are to be commended because they fucking commit.
Oh, yeah.
Abraham grabs a real living woman by her like thigh and tit and flings her out of this goddamn minivan, and she just is total ragdolls.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they had
impressive.
like some kind of cement textured padding or whatever, but it was still just like unbelievable.
Yeah. No, I really love the stunt work in this. And we talked about the walker who landed on his head a couple episodes
And
ago.
the waterfall of walkers that came out in that one like 12
Yeah.
Miles Out episode.
Uh-huh.
It's just they really do commit to being a brainless zombie and put their bodies on the line for it. It's remarkable.
For sure. There's a whole lot of other stupid stuff here with Eugene that I can't really remember.
And did you find it vaguely sexist and racist?
The second time through, no, I didn't.
Like if he said that to you, Abraham, I wouldn't have thought so. But when he's saying that to
Talking about the son of the South.
when he's saying it to an
stuff.
ethnic woman, and he's like, "I would hate to see you be the chosen navigator over a son of the South who's been through travails both real and virtual."
Yeah.
It's like I don't think he's necessarily. Well, I know he's a misogynist. He
Okay,
just is.
yes, sure.
Okay, whether it's an act or not, it's open question. But his view on women is pretty Neanderthal. But again, he's speaking to a Latina as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe that's what they were going for. I just didn't get it the second time through. I don't know.
Or maybe he's just plain ignorant. I don't know, but I got that kind of like, whew, I thought Rosita or Rosalita.
It's Rosita.
I thought Rosita was really going to go off, and she just kind of basically rolled her eyes at him.
Well, I thought it's because his Son of the South stuff felt to me more like I'm used to the countryside. Like I'm just from this area.
He's from Central Texas.
Is he? How do you know that?
Didn't they say that
Maybe they did.
successfully navigated us from Houston to here?
Sure, they said that, yeah.
So I'm guessing that he started in Texas.
He may have, yeah. And that's a long way to go, so he probably
And I'm
did.
saying, like, the country in Texas is nothing like the country in Georgia.
No, that's absolutely true. Yeah, I didn't realize he was from Texas. So maybe you're right. Maybe he is a little racist. That's not cool, Eugene.
Anyway.
Just another reason for me to hate him.
Again, vague. There's no hard evidence here. I'm just saying.
Sure.
I got a whiff.
All right.
A whiff of...
Either way, he could use a cinder block on the head. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe that's his problem. He took her one or two
He did take...
of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then Glenn leaves.
He was Stephen fucking Hawking until the cinder block incident.
He was a scientist. So Glenn leaves the only light source they have in the tunnel as the decoy while he and Tara try to sneak by the walkers. Unfortunately, Tara's glass legs get caught in the rubble and the walkers close in. Yeah. Once again, Glenn, idiot survivor of the week. I don't know. I mean, I can't really blame Tara in this scene because her leg was already hurt. So climbing across a pile of loosely stacked rocks is not the best thing to do when you could barely walk in the first place.
Right.
So I don't give her too much guff, but
Glenn's all honey badger didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you said you were good, right?
All right.
You're good to scrabble over this poor footing, heavy ass shifting rubble, right? That also has just random walkers sticking out of it.
Uh-huh.
You said you were good. Thought you were cool, Tara. I mean, he's applying it just solely as like he's got the peer pressure of one. That's the only way she continues to follow him.
Yeah, no, it's her conscience. I mean, she feels guilty.
She's got a weird way of displaying it. Like, I don't count loyalty as being just like whatever you say, man.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So Eugene navigates Rosita to the tracks on the other end of the tunnel, and they see something shocking that we don't get to see. Hence the lack of build-up to the reuniting here in a minute.
Yeah, and also we found something else. Abraham is not a light sleeper.
No, he's not.
Until you put a seat back onto his head, he's going to sleep through in a zombie apocalypse, no less. Cars stopping.
That's the thing.
Heated arguments.
I wake up when a car slows down. Like if I'm on the freeway and I'm sleeping, and I'm not driving.
Yeah, right.
Once the car hits an exit ramp.
This is the Midwest. You can actually go like 30, 40 miles asleep before you hit a rumble strip and wake up. So,
but when you get off on the exit ramp, I wake up.
Yeah.
Like you slow to 40, I wake up.
Or if you get to a section that's like, kind of unusually rough. Because I'm just that way. I would think that a guy like Abraham would be even more so.
In this scenario, yeah. Anyway, Bowman accuses... I'm calling him Bowman now, even though that was Shumpert's last name, I think.
So, what do you think about... Wait, we gotta focus on Eugene as the hero. After I saved the world, I still have to live with myself.
Oh, yeah. Very noble.
Again, that is fucking hilarious, especially the way he delivered it.
Uh-huh.
I'm all in on Eugene.
Okay.
Eugene's fucking awesome.
He annoys the piss out of me, but yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm all behind Eugene at this point.
All right, we go back to Bowman and Daryl, and Bowman has accused him of stealing his half of the rabbit. Joe finds it in his bag, but he knows the Bowman is lying, and he has the guys kick the shit out of him.
Funny enough that the guys didn't question him at all.
No, they didn't.
It's just like, I'm not even going to look in his bag, beat the shit out of him. Several people noted to us that Lim, who is the Bowman, is the same guy that did not respect Bandana's claimed rights on the bed.
Yes, that's true.
And there's like a embarrassed split-second scene, when Rick is, I think, running out of the house where you kind of see him get up from the bed.
Yeah.
So the thought being that he's a repeat offender, and at any rate, lying is even worse than not respecting claimed rights. Like that's the one rule that this group seems to hold sacred.
Sure.
But did you question at any point why this group is letting Joe follow them? Like, why is
letting him?
He's the
lead
oldest, kind of beer guttiest one of them.
Okay,
but he's calling all the shots. Where they stop, who gets the rule enforcement, who gets a beating unto death, all that stuff. What are we going to see him just be a complete badass at some point?
I don't know.
Because his whole redneck philosopher king. I don't think would carry the day in this group. I really don't.
Okay. I could see your point there, sure. I mean, in the end, every group is going to have a leader. Like, a leader will emerge in any group.
But there's always a reason
I don't know
for it.
So I don't know what makes him the guy that they want to follow.
Yeah.
Or that they're at least willing to follow.
That they're either willing or scared or through fear and intimidation.
I just don't think we've seen it yet. And we might. I hope we do. Because if not, yeah, you're right. That doesn't make
If anything, he comes across as kind of like kindly.
Almost.
Like he's bending over backwards to give Daryl the most gentle introduction in his group possible.
It feels like he's just trying to indoctrinate him and bring him into the group, and then Daryl will start to see the real side, the real colors of this group.
Sure.
I mean, he doesn't want to scare Daryl off with talks of rape immediately. I mean, let's talk about that, because there are a whole bunch of people on Reddit who are talking like, these guys aren't so bad. I don't know why everybody thinks they're horrible people.
No, they're terrible. Yeah.
For one, they're choking each other out over a bed.
Right.
That's fucked up.
Right.
For two, do you remember in that house when they found Michonne's clothing, they immediately just started talking about raping her?
Did they use the word claimed?
On her clothes?
Yes.
Like who claimed her blouse? I don't know.
Right.
It's probably
no,
Joe.
No, I just want to know is like, did someone claim? It sounds like I'm making a joke, but I'm not. I was wondering, because they used the word claimed on the bed.
Yeah, they did.
And if they were openly discussing, raping Michonne, which they were, I wondered if they didn't use like, well, I claimed that if it happened. And the thing is,
I don't know.
So I read some of that back and forth, and someone's like, well, that was just a few people. But no one fucking debate, no one is like, that's sick, that's out of line, man.
Yeah.
We don't fucking rape people in this group.
Although I'm fairly certain that there was some kind of noise disruption in that house because nobody could hear anything happening. So maybe the people talking about rape were in one room, Joe was in another room, he just didn't hear it.
He was bouncing his tennis ball on the porch.
Yeah,
for all
maybe.
Know.
But my point is, these are terrible guys. And they've told us and they've shown us that these are horrible guys. Don't think that these guys are nice.
Yeah.
In any way.
And I don't think Daryl thinks that at all.
I don't think so either. No.
In fact, he's thinking like, I wonder if Rick had been here. He's just basically, I think, comparing these guys unfavorably to his crew at the prison. The whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And it's cool later on when they tell the story of, Rick in the house. I really like how Daryl doesn't understand that that's Rick.
Right.
Because he didn't see that.
Right.
But we do as an audience.
Right.
And it was just really cool. But we'll get there. Anyway, the villain from Unbreakable tells Glenn to go on without her. And Glenn refuses, and they are then saved by Maggie and Abraham's group.
I thought for a split second he was going to leave her. And I was about to sit up and take notice and be like, well, okay, this is actually, they're committing to Glenn just being fucking psychotic about getting back to Maggie.
Yeah.
And that would have been, again, I always take shit for this, but that would have been a very interesting choice.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he's been making those choices throughout the episode. So why not make one more?
This is the point where he's like, I want to get back to Maggie so bad. I put us in this situation. I clearly don't have enough ammo to fight our way out. Oh well, I'm just going to Alamo it up here and die with Maggie's name on my lips. That's
silly.
But Glenn's got the biggest white hat on, I guess, at this stage. He literally is almost a saint.
Yeah. I mean, he refuses to leave Tara at the prison. He refuses to leave Tara in the Walker hellhole.
But
I don't like
the only reason they're both not dead is because of Maggie's last minute intervention here.
Absolutely. And it comes out of nowhere. That's the problem I had with it.
Yeah, like I said, it's Deus Ex Maggie.
Yeah.
It's the literal light at the end of the tunnel, and this time it's a minivan toting a bunch of badasses with guns.
Sure, and one idiot with riot gear.
Yeah.
So Glenn then lies to Maggie about how he met Tara, which I don't like. Eugene decides that they're going to go to Terminus instead of DC. You didn't seem to have much of a problem with Glenn's lying to Maggie here about how he met Tara.
No, I totally think that's the one thing in this fucking episode that I think is relatively in his character. And when
that's so weird.
When I rewatched it, I thought it also, it's kind of like wasn't his tale to tell. Like, hey, this is Tara. She was attacking Woodbury. She was in the group that killed your father. Like, and maybe that there was a significant look between him and Tara. Like maybe, hey, I'm gonna play this cool because I know that when you're ready, you'll do the right thing.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder how it's going to shake out when Maggie finally finds out about it.
Right.
I mean, it does set up some interesting tension within the group.
Because
the same thing that was happening with Carol and Tyrese, right?
Right. Yeah, and I feel like there was when I was watching Tara, I thought Tara was a goner. I didn't see her making it out of the season. If anything, I thought maybe she was going to pull Glenn's gun out of his holster and shoot herself. So then that way Glenn could keep the high road, but
also get to Maggie.
Then her arc would have kind of like that was her job,
her atonement.
Yeah, and she sacrificed herself, kind of Otis-like, only it was a self-sacrifice rather than a
Shane comes out of the hole in the ceiling of the tunnel.
That's right. Let me show you how it's done, Glenn. But I thought that would have been like, okay, well, maybe they're going to do that. I did not see her surviving, and I feel like she's going to make it in the next season.
I think she is.
As a main character.
There's also talk of her and Sasha and Bob going to D.C. once they get to Terminus. Because that was, in this scene, that's Eugene's plan. Like, okay, we're clearly near Terminus. We should go there, supply up, and then head to D.C. Might help us out. And Sasha's like, yeah, I'm going to go with him. Tara says, I'm going to go with him. Bob's like, I'm going with wherever Sasha's going.
Right.
So, yeah, she might exit next season early on.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know. It seems like the character of Abraham is too interesting from the little bits I've gotten about him to let him go yet.
Although his idea of packing all 8 people into a minivan and heading to DC is right up there with Glenn's decision to fucking go into a snarling tunnel as far as bad ideas in history.
Why? What's wrong with 8 people in a minivan for 1,000 miles?
I wouldn't want to be with 6 people, grown-ass adults in a minivan, let alone 8.
Sure,
Holy shit.
Stuff a couple in the
Oh, and by the way,
grocery department.
The whole thing smells like rotted soccer mom.
Well, that was just Eugene.
Thank you.
That was just Eugene.
I think Eugene just smells like boiled cabbage.
He might. I don't know. So then Maggie and Glenn catch up, and Maggie burns the picture with, while she promises never to die. Like...
She's like reading out of the overly attached girlfriend's manifesto. You won't need this picture before because I'll never leave your side.
Yeah, it's A, it's creepy, and B, it's something she can't possibly promise him.
No, I thought it was...
Look what happened at the prison.
If I was Glenn, I'd have been like, ha, 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 as I grabbed the snatch from her, tamp her out. It's like, I tamped it out.
Yeah.
Rubbed one out. Begin bizarre behavior by Maggie. Like, despite our recent evidence, we're never going to be separated again. Never.
Yeah,
You'll never need this as a memento.
It seems like they were just going for sentiment in this scene and just disregarded the realities of the situation they were just in.
Yeah, but this isn't...
They shouldn't have. I'm not arguing that was the right decision.
I find it silly and immature when people do this in our world, where you can make reasonably certain guarantees of stuff like that.
Yeah.
People don't live up to them, but you can make those guarantees, and probably nothing external like a disaster or a kidnapping or a house fire or whatever is going to separate you.
Yeah.
But I just felt... I don't know. If I was Glenn, I'd be very disquieted by that moment with her.
Sure. Makes sense. Then Daryl wakes up and he heads out with Joe's group and he sees Bowman's discarded corpse.
Do you know how many supplies they could trade Maggie's photograph for?
Oh, God.
I mean, this is basically a prison economy, right? She's an attractive girl.
Yeah.
They could get a couple of cartons of cigarettes, cases of canned peas, couple rounds of ammunition. Are you feeling me on this?
Yeah. I don't know why in the zombie apocalypse you would smoke. For God's sake, don't smoke in the zombie apocalypse.
I would smoke in the zombie apocalypse. I would engage in every vice known to fucking man, cause why not?
Because you're going to be dead if you do that.
I'm not.
You're going to stay constantly drunk, smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. You're not going to be able to run from zombies.
I don't need to run from zombies. A fast shamble, which I can manage.
Drunk
and
high
smoking.
and
Yes.
okay.
Yes. I'm not living to 75 in this world. I'm not leaving a good-looking corpse. I'm probably going to die screaming. So yes. Yes. You got it.
All
I
right.
will put it in my body.
Okay. Oh, boy.
That crocodile shit that they got in Russia,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
shoot that up even. I don't give a shit.
So Daryl sees Bowman's discarded corpse with an arrow through his eye, and he almost covers him up with the sheet, but then decides against it, which I'm happy about.
Yeah,
because the guy didn't deserve it.
That would have really been... Yeah, I'm glad they played it just like that, where Daryl's like, these guys are assholes. Nah, fuck this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he essentially tried to get Daryl killed, so...
Yeah, for no good reason.
Yeah.
In fact, him claiming the rabbit was horseshit in beginning with.
Yeah, it's just being an asshole.
Yes, there can be only one Bowman, apparently.
I guess so. So Joe gives Daryl a drink, and they find a terminus sign. Joe thinks that Sanctuary for All is a lie because he doesn't think people like him will be accepted in this place.
I think anyone can walk through those doors, but
It seems like it. Even
I'm
walkers.
with Joe. If I was Joe, I would assume that anything that said sanctuary and community, I would not be welcome in.
Yeah, probably not.
Because I would try to take it over immediately.
Are you speaking as
I'm speaking
you
as Joe.
as
not
Joe?
Me. No,
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not the warlord type.
All right. Just clarifying for the audience.
Yeah, no, I think that Joe would be like, oh, this is a sweet place. We're going to start running it, Mary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. We'll take a plate, and we'll take all your plates.
All your plates, and we're probably going to lock the front gates if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
So he also tells Daryl in the scene what happened with Rick in the house, and we kind of find out that's why they're headed to Terminus, which, they're stalking Rick, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the final scene, Glenn's group finds Terminus, and it's happy music time. A lot of sunflowers, a lot of plants, a lot of gardening, and happy Mary at the end of this. No locks on any of the gates. That's a bad sign. It can't be good there. Because if...
Didn't you hear the music? Be not so nervous, be not so frail, Jim.
Yeah. Well, I thought they were singing about Tara.
Heal and rest your glass ankles. Yeah, I don't get it. This place boggles my mind that it's not been overrun by zombies or assholes like Joe.
Yeah.
It seems like there's nothing stopping it. I mean, maybe we'll find out that there was like snipers in every fucking window. But this place looks like a less secure version of the prison. And we all know how that ended out.
For sure. So, Mary, at the end of this, let's talk a little bit about the paintings, because there's a lot of talk about this online. The paintings that were in the house that Michonne and Carl were in, kind of playing the game where they were finding things. Carl brings Michonne this painting that she unwraps, and it has a picture of a girl with her eye crossed out and her mouth crossed out, and this braid coming down the side, her left shoulder. Lizzie has the same haircut. Mary has the same haircut.
I don't think it's the same.
Well, I know for a fact that Mary's is. I watched it today.
It's not the same. They
It's
do have
the
their
same.
hair worn on that side, but it's not the. I mean, it's not the exact same haircut. It's not the exact.
If
That picture
okay,
looks like a young woman.
I
with
agree.
A young woman's hairstyle. Mary is none of those things.
sure. Well, okay. So there's also a woman in the house who has this braid coming down the side,
And it was also not like Mary's.
and was petrified or dead or whatever.
Right.
It is exactly like Mary's. Exactly like Mary's. It's framed exactly the same. It's hard to get a braid come over the front of your shoulder, I would think, as opposed to the back of your shoulder. And to have it off to one side seems like a very strange thing to do for all of these characters unless it means something.
To me, I thought that was all pointing, especially with the rabbits and whatnot. I thought it was pretty open and shut last week with the email that was all foreshadowing for Lizzie's story. Maybe it has a greater fulfillment. We're sounding almost scriptural here. Maybe it has a greater fulfillment in Mary, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I mean,
I'm not saying I have the answer to that.
It wouldn't surprise me if things are off at Terminus, because the situation is weird.
Yeah, it's
very
bizarre.
hard for me to understand how these people are living in this particular area with what we've seen so far of their defenses. And again, it might be more formidable than we imagine.
Yeah.
Because they do have that sign like lower your weapons. Maybe if they came in there with their weapons up, they would have been shot dead in that corridor of, Prairie Home Companion bric-a-brac shit.
Yeah.
But, and maybe that'll be like that. This is like, one of those things where it's like a gentle face, but there's iron underneath. It's got a grip of iron, velvet glove, iron grip.
Okay.
My favorite sex toy, by the way. I don't know. Who knows? I just don't think that the painting had anything to do with Mary, and that's my take.
All right, and I think you're crazy. So
all right,
that's my take.
All right, will not be the first nor last time.
That is it for the recap, man. Let's do some pimping and then get to the feedback.
We are part of Bald Move. Of course, you know about The Walking Dead. Did you know Game of Thrones is coming back? Mm-hmm. We're going to have some preseason coverage starting next week, and then the week after that, it's the premiere. So stay tuned for that. A week after that, Mad Men hits on its final season. It's quote-unquote final season. They've split and they're doing two seasons.
It's first half of its final season.
And they'll have a totally different number scheme for the season after that. So whatever, AMC, I see what you're doing there. Keep getting them checks.
Yeah. Now they want to get some awards for these people now that Breaking Bad is off the air. A couple of years of awards.
Agreed. It's just sad because I feel like at this point, people take Mad Men for granted.
A little bit, yeah.
Because it doesn't move the needle. Like, you have to watch the whole season to have your hair blown back. It's not like each episode is like a thrill ride. It's almost like the last two episodes